I think this is our first time starting a video with the car outside of the shop for once. Oh, what a feeling, dude. She's still not very pretty, but that's okay. We're just getting started. I've been doing everything in my ability to get these break-in miles in and get this engine properly broken in. In the last video I had mentioned, you know, what goes into breaking in an engine and the proper way to do it, which I've learned thanks to some comments and the internet. There's multiple different ways to break in an engine and some people disagree with certain ways and whatever. My goal is 1,000 miles, lower than 4,000 RPM, focusing on engine braking and really just getting those rings to seat properly. Originally, I was gonna do our first oil change at like 300 miles, give or take. But honestly, I think I'm gonna do it. I think we're at around 80 or 100 miles right now. I'm gonna give her an oil change. And then we're gonna do another around 500 and then a final around 1,000. Dude, I need to clean the shop desperately. This car has been living in here for the past 3 months, and now that it's finally running and driving and able to move on its own power, I need to desperately clean this place. I think that I don't know why I kept that, because that's empty. Shh. Don't ask questions. Let's go grab some oil. In the car! It's like that SpongeBob episode, like taking out the trash at night. Let's go get food. In the 240! I'm just really gonna hope that we get a cool cop. Go to DMV. We're putting that in all caps so that if we do get pulled over, they can see that it's at the top of our priority list. Our tags may be ever so slightly behind. Talked about it in the last video, but completely, like I was so dumb on my behalf. I had 3 months while I was building this thing to handle all the paperwork and get the pink slip and everything, and I didn't. To be fair, I mean, I was a little bit busy and a lot of bit scatterbrained. I have the lien title paperwork with me. Obviously, I have my license and everything, and we're crossing our fingers and hoping for a cool cop if we get pulled over. We are in, baby. This is actually gonna be my first time taking the car on the freeway. Here we go. Wow, our first oil change. They grow up so fast. It's a shame how loud it is. I saw someone comment an idea of like maybe I try making my own custom exhaust or something. I can't even hear myself talk over how loud it is. And I'm barely giving it any gas right now too. My God! I gotta get the car back on the lift and see the exhaust situation again. Because I think there's like welded a test pipe in. I gotta fix this somehow. At the same time though, as obnoxious as it is, it makes me smile. Here we go. This is gonna be the car's first time on the freeway in, what, 7 years? I want to give it gas so bad, but I can't. Oh, we're going, baby! We're picking up speed! Oh, we're in 5th. This is my first time going into 5th gear, I think. Also, you guys see how the wheel is still not centered? It's pulling a little to the right. I was talking to, I don't know if you guys can hear me at all. I was talking to Justin about it. He's who does my my alignments. You remember how stretched my front tires were? He said with really stretched front tires like that, it can cause the car to pull. It's totally drivable as is, but it is pulling right a little bit. I'm gonna run it as is for now, but once I get new front tires, I'm gonna go with a bigger tire, and that should help. It'll look better too. She's handled, like everything feels so, it feels like a normal car, dude. Besides how loud it is, like it feels great. There she is. Sorry, buddy. All right, we made it. I can get out so much easier with that off. Wow, look, she's really just out in the real world. I grabbed that so weird. success. The best part too is the hatch actually works. Believe it or not, it actually stays open too. All right, while we're out and about, come on. There we go. While we're out and about, I want to stop at a Home Depot and grab something for a project today. Where's the seatbelt? Oh yeah, I'm not used to the whole S13 seatbelt situation yet. I really don't know if I have blinkers. I gotta check that too. All right, to Home Depot we go. I'm looking for like those like metal strips. It's usually with like the round stock of metal. Ooh, there it is. Oh yeah, right here, like these little aluminum flat pieces. This should do the trick. It'll make sense in a bit. Back home we go. Dude, I have to do the drive of shame up to my house every time I drive the car back. All of my neighbors who are outside, I see them staring me down. I'm cool with most of my neighbors, but like they know I work on my cars and everything, but it is so loud. Oh my god. Dude, I haven't gone above 4,000 RPM yet. I can only imagine what it sounds like at like 5,000 or 6,000. Oh man. Okay. All right, so first freeway driving session was a success, and we didn't get pulled over. Love that. I'm gonna let this cool down just a bit, and as much as I would love to keep procrastinating, I think it's time to get our shop a little bit cleaner. And voila, it ain't perfect, but it's better. This side is still a disaster. I mean, I'm still in the process of disassembling and moving the ramp so that Halo Lifts can install the second lift right here. That's about to be a game changer, because then we can get multiple cars in the shop at once. I have a habit of just like moving my mess, so now we have a massive mess right there. But I mean, like I said, it's better. Look at how many screws I removed just for the top couple layers of the mini ramp. That's so, how many screws do you think that is? You seen those games like where people post a picture or something? Here, ready? Place your guesses. I'm saying, let's see, that's 10, 20, 800. I'm not counting them either. Yeah, that side's good. That side is not good. Let's get this thing in and change that oil. I forgot we lowered it at Justin's when we got the alignment, so now the posts, they don't clear the frame rails right there, so I gotta jack it up first. I got so used to being able to just toss it on the lift. All right, so looking under the car, I remember why it's so loud now. They put this test pipe in there and they bolted it up normally there, but on this side, it's just welded on. I mean, or I just try to find on Marketplace like a stock S13 exhaust, or I just leave it because it is an obnoxious drift car. I am so curious to see how this oil is gonna look. I am a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I mean, it is what it is, honestly. Again, I've probably repeated myself a million times by now, but this is my first time building an engine, which also means my first time breaking in an engine. I have been told that the first oil change can look a little metallic, like it can be silver. What's not good, I've heard, is like big, well, obviously chunks of metal is very bad, but just bigger flakes of silver is bad. That could be bearing material, and then I expect it to be very watery from the assembly lube that we used. Okay. It just comes out like creamy metallic silver. I'd cry. Yeah, okay, so it's super thin. It's very watery, but aside from that, that actually looks fine. Yeah, I mean, that is straight new oil color still, honestly. That looks absolutely great. You can see, again, how watery it is. Like, it's not viscous at all, like oil should be. The car is still warm. Like, the car is actually probably still hot, which is gonna thin the oil out too. But I'm very, very happy with that. Honestly, that is really reassuring. I was like, I guess I wasn't actually expecting it because it is running and driving great, but I had this vision of like the first oil change, opening that drain plug, and it's just like thick silver metallic, like chunks of metal are coming out. Obviously, I think if large chunks of metal were coming out, it wouldn't be driving fine, but there was a fear in the back of my head. One step closer to being in the clear. Gonna pull the oil filter, and I forgot, on my S14, I relocated it to right here, so oil changes are super easy. I forget, like, honestly, there's more space in the S13 than there is in the S14 engine bay. I don't know why, like what? Why is there more space here? I swear it's way tighter on the S14, but still, it is very inconvenient to get in here. And it always makes a mess, and it's gonna go over my little heat shield on the motor mount. Oh, come on. Oh, it's toasty. It's like a cup of coffee. Honestly, very minimal mess. Out with the old, in with the new. Give her a nice little rim. See, I can't even see. I'm so used to doing it over here where it's so easy. Where is it? Come on. There it goes. That should be plenty tight. What? Oh, we gotta put new oil in. That would be an insane way to blow up my new engine. Build the engine for the first time, everything works, and then in my first oil change, I forget to put new oil in. I think it's about 3.5 quarts. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's 3.5 quarts. I have this fear that I know I'm gonna do it one day, and I'm so scared of it that I quadruple check every time. But sometimes they'll like I use 10W30. You can use 5W30 as well. I started using 10W30 when I turboed the S14. Anyway, I have this fear that I'm gonna put in the wrong fluid into my engine one of these days. It's funny that I mentioned that in this video because I sort of did do that. I didn't put in the wrong fluid like I was talking about in this video, but I did learn a lot about oil and how I'm supposed to use a different kind of oil for a fresh build. Let me explain. I got so caught up on building and finishing my first engine that I didn't really do my due diligence on how to properly break in my new engine. I got my surface level understanding, which was like the, roughly 1,000-mile break-in period, keeping the RPMs low, varying the RPMs. You guys, actually, thank you for pointing this out, you were mentioning what type of oil I was supposed to use for breaking in an engine, which I didn't even think about. I had been using this 10W30 synthetic blend high mileage. That's just what I always run in the S14. Honestly, I think I run full synthetic sometimes. I'm learning that I don't actually know anything about oil. Long story short, this is actually what I should be using, I believe. Any mileage motor oil. It is non-synthetic. Whoa. I believe this is just conventional motor oil. Realistically, I wouldn't actually listen to anything I'm about to say because I barely know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna try. I'm trying to learn here. You remember when we had the whole engine apart, I honed the cylinder walls with that bead hone. That was to scuff up the cylinder walls to help the new rings seat, because you want that seal to be very tight. And to my knowledge, the rings seat with friction, essentially. They're almost grinding. Grinding's an aggressive word, but they're rubbing themselves against the cylinder walls to form a perfect seal. And full synthetic or synthetic blend oil is almost too lubricating and can cause the cylinder walls to glaze before the rings seat properly. I don't really know. I've never bought any mileage motor oil before, but apparently this is just generic conventional engine oil. In addition to that 1,000-mile break-in period I mentioned, the lower RPMs, varying RPMs, all of that. I should have also been using conventional engine oil as opposed to the synthetic blend that I was using. Where I get a little bit confused as I was reading online about it in some forums from like 10, 15 years ago say like, everyone says you're not supposed to use full synthetic, but I always use full synthetic on my new build and it's been fine and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. They also make like dedicated oil, like engine building oil. It's a lot of new information. That's part of the reason that I wanted my first engine build to be a cheap KA in a drift car, you know what I mean? This is so we learn so that eventually I would love to make, you know, a nice, expensive, powerful, fun motor. This is how we learn. We make mistakes. I did check our oil level. It looks exactly as it was when I filled it, which means we're not burning oil, which hopefully means that those rings are seated. Regardless though, I am going to do the rest of my 1,000-mile break-in with this conventional engine oil. And then after the 1,000 miles, we are gonna go back to that synthetic blend or full synthetic. I'll keep reading about it. But for the break-in period, we're running that. Now back to wherever we were in that video. Because there'll be like a red container, but it might be like gear oil where it's a completely different, like a different oil. Or like be an idiot and somehow put coolant in there or something. Like, I don't know, I swear one of these days I'm just gonna have a brain fart and put something wrong in my engine. I'm so paranoid about it. That's about 2.8 quarts if I had to guess. We're getting closer to 3.5. That might be it. I gotta check on a level surface, but I'm gonna say that's good. Not bad. We have a little under 1.5 quarts left, and that's a 5-quart container. Okay. And just like that, first oil change is complete. So now you may be wondering what this little aluminum bar is for, or maybe you're not, but that doesn't matter because I'm gonna tell you anyway. I wanna start working on those fender reinforcements because right now that's just dangling around, and that's on our to-do list. We have, where is it? Oh, bash bar plus supports. I wanna get some sort of bash bar going. We can do that later, but we got our tubing bender over there. That's how I made the S14 bash bar and everything, because the stock bumper support doesn't fit with the where is that thing? Oh, this bumper with the what's homie's name, the ICP dude. I know nothing about that. I saw it in the comments though. I've heard of ICP and like juggalos, but I don't know anything about anything really. Some people were all hyped on it, and other people were like, dude, you gotta get rid of that. Is it like controversial or no? It's just like music, right? Again, I know nothing, but I've seen videos of like juggalo conventions or shows or whatever. They seem wild for sure, but they seem like very nice people. Anyway, where was I going with that? Honestly, almost like this. I believe this was for my windshield wiper fluid reservoir. Oh, I think that rusted piece right there is the stock fender support that's broken, obviously, but really just kind of make something just like this that bolts in either there or over there that pushes this out and just kind of holds it rigid. I'm not gonna lie though, I think I'm gonna call it for today. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Okay, good morning. Oops, I smudged my camera. Is that better? Damn, I need a haircut. Damn, what is this intro? Hello, welcome back. Or good evening, I guess. It's the next, God, this is a disaster. I don't want the car to look as ugly as it does anymore. I actually just sourced this nice, it actually looks like brand new. I don't actually know if this was ever ran before. Yeah, there's not even holes, like this is a brand new bumper. I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace and I actually traded the S13, the harnesses that came with the car that I'm not gonna run. I'm just running the stock factory seatbelts and these old clapped out brides, I don't know if they're real or not. You can see they had some harnesses on them that got sun faded everywhere. Traded the harnesses for a brand new bumper. So we have a rear bumper, we have a front bumper, we have side skirts. That's for the S14. Let's fix that. I do want to put this back on. Great, I lost those bolts, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Is it these little guys? Did I maybe do the right thing by not cleaning anything and actually just pushing it all off to the side? I think I did. I just want this front bumper super roughly on because that does go over the fenders. And with that little aluminum piece that I want to make to brace the fender here, we can also use it to push it out or in if we need to. So I wanted to get the bumper kind of fitted up there so we can see what we have to do here. Dude, I have a car lift that I'm still laying on the ground. Let me get this thing up. So, essentially, it sits like that. So see how it actually is when the bumper's up? It does push that fender in a little bit. And then we just have to make our brace from the frame rail there to the fender. So there's a right way to do this and there's a wrong way to do it. And I'm gonna do it the way that works for me. I'll go from that bolt hole right there. So I think I'm gonna bend a 90 degree right there. I mean, honestly, it might just be as simple as a 90 degree there, flat, and then a 90 degree to bolt on there. And let's literally just go like, no one's ever gonna see this, so it's just as long as it works. I don't know if that did anything. That's a 90 degree bend. Dude, like almost, that's literally almost all I need, because it can just bolt in directly, like I might not even need another bend. I'm just gonna like I'm gonna make it too long for now. Nice and straight. No angle to it at all. All right, are you seeing the vision yet? I'm gonna drill this hole out so I can actually like screw that in and then bend this as needed. Oh, it died, really? Oh, it's back. There we go. I really like to do things as hard as I possibly can. Any normal human would have drilled that hole before doing the 90 degree bend, and guess what they would have used? The nice drill press that they have sitting in their shop. But no, we're gonna do a sketchy handheld drill job on the side of the ramp. I'm still not really used to like having tools and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna work great though. So I tightened that and then I pulled this down. You can see there's a little bend in the middle there. And then what I'm thinking is I'm literally gonna mark the end of the fender here and actually bend it up to follow the angle of the fender. So it'll kind of come down, it'll bend up, and then just bolt right to the bottom right there. So we'll start our bend like right there. And I'm literally just gonna eyeball that, like what? 25 degrees, 30. A little bit more. Something like that, right? Brother, look at that. That actually like literally worked perfect. That inner bend there perfectly follows the curvature of the fender, and we still have, like, we can push it out if we want, we can suck it in if we want, wherever we want. We just drill either, you know, a self-tapper or a nut and a bolt to actually hold it in there. That's pretty good. I just threw a little self-tapper in there, but I think I'm gonna do a nut and bolt just because I don't love having that right there. And then even same thing with like the overs right now, the fenders, everything's just mounted using self-taps. I wanna swap all those out with riv nuts. This is more of just a placeholder, but dude, that's like that's a solid bracket. Whoa, Spidey man. This dude just came, where'd he go? Look at this. I just shook the bumper and he came out of it. Sorry, buddy, hold on, don't go into my shop. And then again, speaking of self-taps, the bumper is held to the fender with self-taps. I'll probably use zip ties or something. By bracing the fender, we're actually also bracing the bumper, because again, we don't want it just relying on those two tabs. And then not today, but definitely before our first track day, I'm gonna go ahead and use the tubing bender to make a bash bar slash bumper support that'll actually go in here and, you know, rest. Oh my God, there's so many spider webs in that. Another support point to hold the bumper up. Super happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and make another one. Check that out. There is one. There is the other. It is nice and supported there. Went ahead and tossed a zip tie on both sides. Again, I'll probably run two. But now that whole bumper and fender is essentially one assembly, and it's actually braced here, which is really nice because that takes all the pressure off the two tabs up there. And I think now, I mean, again, so we still have to make the bash bar bumper support, probably back glass that. Same thing with the skirts here. I gotta back glass those. I mean, honestly, maybe I don't do it before our drift event. I'm gonna trash the whole kit anyway in what, 5 days? But I haven't seen the car with side skirts on ever, actually. I've never mounted these side skirts. And then same with the bumper. So I'm gonna bring this thing down and put the kit on. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do the rear bumper later. I'm just fighting the fitment with the exhaust because the exhaust really wants to pull it that way, but we don't want to be that far that way. It really needs to go over, but the exhaust is getting in the way. I got one self-tap in over here, but I'm just like fighting it. And that sort of ties into the fact that we are going to fix the absurdly loud exhaust here. But I mean, this is a whole another story, so we'll get to that in a future video. For now though, we're just gonna do no rear. Just don't look at it from the back. First time with the skirts and the front bumper on though. Look, if we look at it from the front here, as long as you can't see the back, my spacers come in tomorrow too. So yeah, just don't look at the back at all. Front and sides though, coming along. Like, dude, that looks like a 240. I have gotten so used to just seeing this thing with no body kit, the ugly square quarter panels. Like, it's really starting to, I mean, obviously it's a beater drift car 240, always will be. Once we clean up the rear, and then, I mean, most importantly, once we paint this thing one solid color, get rid of this godforsaken plasti dip that's covering the entire car, like all of this disgusting nastiness. Once this thing is actually painted like that, it will give it a new life for sure. Damn, even that though, dude. God, I'm hyped on this car. Oh, all right. At the time of filming this, it is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I think I announced this already. May 10th, I'm supposed to be driving Apple Valley Speedway for my first ever track day in my own car there. That leaves us technically 4 days because the sun is setting. 4 days to drive. I think I have about 300 miles on the engine so far, and we're trying to get 700. 4 days to drive 700 more break-in miles. Oh, we got this. We can do this. I can't stop looking at her, dude. She's really starting to take shape. All right, hopefully in the next episode, we are going to get this thing, I was gonna say cosmetically done, but not even close. Body kit done. Get those rear spacers in, fix that exhaust, get the new exhaust mounted, get the rear bumper mounted, and then track day. Oh man. As always, dude, thank you guys so much for watching and following this journey. I'm nervous, but I'm very excited. See you guys next episode.